Hello everyone, it's Kaifu here with another video for you guys. Today's video we'll be talking about the latest expansion set. Now pre-release is coming this weekend, for me it's tomorrow because time zone is pretty OP over here in Australia. So pretty much these are cards that I want to let you know that you should be aware of if you actually want to win the actual sneak peek or pre-release playmat, and you want to do well in the sneak peek of this pre-release. These are cards from my point of view and my opinions that you should be aware of, because there's a lot of good cards in the seal format, but however obviously it's not good in construct format, but it does help in a way because you know what these cards does, so you should be aware of, and then you can play around it. These are from my point of view. Again, there's a lot more cards out there in this set that can be very good, very strong, but again these are the ones I think that impact the most for resonators, because I'm not gonna talk about spells in this set is very good. I'm not gonna talk about all of it, it'll take forever. So these are the key resonators I believe that you should be aware of. So, and again, just be aware about these cards because sometimes they can kill you, sometimes they can overwhelm you, and so on. So just be aware. So let's go on with the first card. So for the first card, we'll be talking about this giant. It's a 5-cost resonator, 15 attack, 15 defense. It has swiftness, and at the end of the turn, banish this card. So obviously at the end of the turn it will die, but however it can get the easy 15 damage on board. That can be more than enough for game, because usually about the 5th turn for both players, you might already took like 1000 something damage already, so let's say that. And if your opponent or you are tapped out with Magic Stone and Resonate for blocking, if you or your opponent plays this, a single swing is more than enough for game, or put you within range for burn spell damage. It's either those, because it is color red, so they do have access to burn spell if they do pull it from their packs. And 15 is nothing to laugh about because it does have swiftness. If you have no blockers, single swing, that's game. Like again, if you're below 1000 life point or 1500 life point, this card can just destroy you if you're not being careful. Don't when you're playing against this double color type deck, just be careful not to tap down with your resonate or your magic stone if you have some kind of way to interact with your opponent, because this card will literally kill you on the dot if you're not too careful. Not only that, you can randomly pump it up as well if they can, just saying. So yeah, and yeah, just be very careful about this card, because this guy is a one-man army, can just slaughter you really quickly. On to the next card, we do have this Fallen Angel. Now Fallen Angel is a 4-drop flyer, 800 attack, 800 defense. So obviously flying is a good ability already, so you can fly above your opponent's resonate and attack them for direct damage without worrying about blockers. And it has a strong stat as well for 800 defense, so it's not easily killed by little resonators. And knowing that it does have the ability to drain your opponent 4 life and you gain 4 life at the same time. So not only when it comes to play you deal damage, you also gain life as well, which is making your life for your opponent a lot harder to kill you, because that extra 400 life could be the difference from you winning or losing. Again, gaining 4 life is quite important, especially when you have an 8/8 fly on the battlefield. And a single swing with this, plusing the 400 damage you did, you already did 12 damage on the turn you played it. So, well, not on the turn you played, but the following turn when you declare an attack, you did 12 damage just for that, and that's like 1/4 damage, so which is quite good already. So just be very careful. I believe this is uncommon or common, quite me wrong, I can't remember off the top of my head, but again, strong target for you to have if you're able to pull this off. So these are cards that I will be mentioning that you pull these from your pack, just consider it, because it worked for me effectively in on my Friday pre-release and so on by looks of it. So yeah, on to the next card, we'll be talking about this 1-drop resonate, which is this divine beast bird looking thingy. I can't remember what it's called. So it has flying, 100 attack, 100 defense, is 1-drop. It has inherence for pay 1 green, discard it, draw a card, and then it has the ability when this leaves the field, you draw a card. When it goes to leaves to non-field side. So what's so good about it? So what's so good about it? It's a flyer, so pretty much it can block opposing fly like not Lucifer, like Fallen Angel or anything as well. Not only that, if your opponent does kill it by battle or use it a random kill spell to get rid of it, you do draw a card out of it. Not only that, if you draw this before recovery and you have an open Magic Stone with green, pay 1 green, discard a draw card, maybe you hope you draw something else better. So it does allow you, give you some engine, give you a body to block with, and when it does die, you do draw a card out of it, because making that to the point that your opponent will not likely to kill it, because if they kill it, they lose a card out, because you do draw a card and they lose a card out of it. So it's not a fair trade-off, but any +1 you can gain from your opponent is great, because obviously we're not in the format that very fast and so on, but we are in the slow format for the seal set, so any +1 you can get out of this is pretty good already. So yeah, I say this card's quite good for, like, it's a slower version of Tama in a way when it dies, but other than that, that's pretty much it. On to the next card. Now this card is the Elf Resonator, I believe 500 attack, 500 defense. When it comes to play, put a 1/1 token, elf token I should say, onto the battlefield. So you generate tokens. So let's say you pull multiple of these in your packs, right? So meaning that you can swarm the field really quick. Say you have 2 of these in hand, just drop 2 of them and you have 2 tokens, and out of nowhere you tempoing the field, you have 4 Resonators can block with and so on, which is quite impressive. So nothing to laugh about, and you gain your free +1 with the tokens. You can attack with it, block with it, whatever. So any advantage you can get is great. On to the next card, we do have this blue-white Resonator, which is the Spirit, 700 attack, 1000 defense, 4-drop, 1 light, 1 blue, 2 colors. Yes, residency for light magic stone and water magic stone. What happens is that when the residency is met, target a rested Resonator, destroy or bounce it. Most likely you will destroy it, because why will you bounce it back? Just saying. So when you do destroy it, you will allow to it's pretty much a good removal card ability, but just be careful in the mirror. Don't go too aggressive with this card. If your opponent do have this as well in the main deck, they can actually just pop your own pop ability, so just be very careful. Knowing that this does slow your opponent out being hyper offensive as well, because if they're being offensive, next turn tap or stone, pop it. Really simple. So yeah. Next we do have Exploding Pot. This is a 2-drop Resonator, 700 attack, 100 defense, swiftness, and first strike. Luckily this card doesn't have target attack / precision, because if it does have that, it would be very painful to go up against, because 700 attack is nothing to laugh about, especially when it has first strike. Not a lot of Resonator in this set can survive 700 defense, especially like 3-drop or below even. So this card can do like easy damage. Not only that, it's a bait target for your opponent to kill, because if they don't kill this by battle or with spells or abilities, you get another swing at your opponent, and it's 700 attack, so quite strong. It has swiftness and first strike, so if they try to block this against that, you still get the first strike attack to go first to do damage against your opponent's Resonate before they do damage to you. So yeah, the 100 defense is not too much matter, but yeah, just be careful about this card. Now we do gotta talk about the next card, which is the Wizard. Now this Wizard card can be very painful to go up against. If you're using it, great. If you're versing against it, pretty bad. So when you verse against this type of card, try to get rid of it as fast as you can, because the ability will accumulate in the long run. Because let's say you have 2 of these in the battlefield. Each turn you tap for Magic Stone, you randomly burn your opponent 400 burn deck, 400, and it has 600 attack, 600 defense, so it can do some poke damage against you, against your opponent, and so on, and it can be painful to go up against, because your opponent or you are losing a life point for no reason. Your opponent just, or you tapping for Magic Stone and it hits red, burn your opponent, burn your opponent. Let's say you have all 4 on the battlefield, you burn them 8 each turn. That's more than enough to kill them really soon. That's not likely you get all 4 of them, but if you do, cool. And it is a common card, I believe, so it's quite easy to get. So when you do see this card, try to get rid of it if you're going against it. That's my best advice for you guys. On to the next card, we do have a defensive type of card now. 300 attack, 1000 defense, free drop, and I believe his name was Guardian something law, I can't remember. Each turn, J/Resonate your opponent controls cannot attack unless it's your opponent's first attack this turn. So pretty much they only attack once, and once they do, that's it, nothing else. And it's 1000 defense, so it's not that easy to kill anyway. So it can be a blocker and so on, and plus a lot of kill spell in this set is mostly dealing damage, and this most likely will survive against it because a lot of kill spells requires X amount and so on of wills to pay to kill it. So yeah, it's pretty easy to let this guy survive on the battlefield, and if you're able to protect it as well, it can be very annoying go up against because you try to do damage and your opponent, or you are slowing them down, and you're setting up for your bigger play, so which is quite important. If you're able to drop like a giant with Fong Tank swing for like 15 damage, that is quite scary. So on to the next card, we do have this cat resonator, which is the shadow resonator. 1 darkness, 1 light, 2 drop, 100 attack, 600 defense. Most importantly, what this card does is it generates tokens. So each time a resonator your opponent controls goes to the graveyard, remove instead, so they can't get it back. So if they do have the lab addition, they can't get anything back at all. What else it does is that you generate 1 token each time you remove it, so you get 5/5 out of it. So what does that mean? You're getting free resource from the battlefield, and it's a 5/5, which is a decent stat, especially in sealed. So it can be very annoying, and there isn't a lot of removal spell in this set at the moment that actually get rid of problematic cards such as these. So if this card survives on the battlefield way too long, if you're using it, great. If you're going against it, terrible. Try to get rid of it because the more token they generate, they will overwhelm you really easy without trying at all. So yeah, that's from my point of view. Other than that, let's go on to the final card. Next will be this, I believe called Glitching Chick or something, I can't remember. There's some kind of bird, 500 attack, 500 defense, 2 drop, 1 green, 1 blue. It's flying, pretty good already, so meaning you can just playing a flying resonator and so on. But what's most important is an offensive and a defensive type of card. By going offensive, you can tap it, rest one of your opponent's resonator, or defensive by blocking it, you can rest down one of your opponent's next attackers. So this allows you to play very defensively against your opponent. So, and also obviously offensively as well. So let's say you have a giant attack directly, you rest there on your blocker, go back to the main phase, play a giant swing with 15, you already did 2,000 damage just like that. Quite simple. So yeah, just common strategy you have to be aware of. So these are some cards you have to be aware of, like all these cards does abilities or do stuff on their own, and they would generate a lot more benefit later on in the game. So yeah, that's all for today, guys. So these are my opinion about these type of cards and so on. So what do you guys think? What cards do you think in this set will help you in the pre-release? If you have any suggestions on, please leave a comment section down below, and let's see how we go in this weekend's pre-release. So other than that, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you guys next time. Peace.